Now that you've seen the prompt, we can talk about picking your main ideas and answering the question that the prompt is asking, which is how can high school students best manage their time and maintain a healthy lifestyle? The notes that you took on your sources should help you with this. You want to look back in the notes in your source packet, which you should have on paper, and you want to look for the things that you underlined and then also labeled as tips. And you want to pick the best 3 tips for managing your time. And this is your personal opinion. I would suggest that you pick tips that you have experience using yourself. Those are going to be the ones that are easiest to write about, and you have a lot to choose from. So stick with what you know and what works for you, because then when you are explaining your evidence, it'll be a lot easier to expand on whatever your information you're taking from the article is saying with your own prior knowledge and personal experience. Okay, so you're going to be recording these 3 tips on your planning sheet. You got a lavender sheet of paper that looked somewhat like this. Your boxes for the tips are going to be gray if you're using the paper version, and you're just going to be filling in those boxes. So the first box asks you to select a tip from Article 1. So you're going to go to Article 1 and you're going to look at your notes and you're going to find all the things that say tip, and you're going to find all the things that say tip, and you are going to choose one of these things as a tip that you're going to talk about in your essay. So I am going to choose tip number 3, eliminate distractions. So I'm just going to write that in on my planning sheet here. Okay, and then I'm going to move on to selecting tip 2. Now tip 2 has to come from the other article, which was the Take Charge of Your Health guide for teenagers. It was the longer of the 2 articles. There were 9 tips total. So you just want to scroll through and or flip through your article and find where you wrote out the tips. And I am going to go ahead and go with a paraphrased version of tip number 2. If I'm eating high energy foods, it's talking about what I'm choosing to eat. So I'm going to go ahead and say, for tip number 2, choose what you eat wisely. And then you can go back into the articles and you can choose your 3rd tip from either of the 2 articles. I chose mine from the first article. Start early in the day. And that's it. That's all you have to do to complete this step and select your main ideas.